definitely a unique place for us to perform, and we're happy to do it.
The Kansas City Symphony just made a special performance in an unusual place. In a 41 Action News exclusive, Shannon Halligan traveled with the group and found out how music is making a big difference.
It didn't matter that these were elite musicians, members of the Kansas City Symphony. They walked through metal detectors, had IDs checked, even cellos searched. The group warmed up as they would any performance, but this wasn't their typical venue.
Kauffman Center is where we do most of our performances. We play in the Flint Hills every year, and we play at Union Station on Memorial Day, celebration at the station. We're happy to do it, and I've never had an experience like this.
Their audience hadn't either.
I keep hearing Juilliard. I'm like, what? These guys are here? And it's just amazing. Yeah, it's wonderful.
These musicians put in years of dedication, and some in the audience have been here almost as long.
I've been playing for over 30 years.
I've been here going on 19 years.
20 years.
I've been in prison for 20 years.
This is Lansing Correctional Facility's medium security unit. The performance is part of the Arts in Prison program. Program Director Lee Lynch said studies show it works.
98% of these guys are coming back out into our communities. Obviously, that's part of what they need, a new perspective, a new way to look at their neighbors, at their neighborhood, at their lives, and how they choose to live them.
I was 23 when I first came to prison.
Aaron Smallwood said Arts in Prison helped change him.
Back then, I grew up in a very abrupt house, like you didn't have an opinion, and violence was the tool for control in my house.
Art taught him how to cope.
And when you have programs like the symphony or when Shakespeare comes in here and we're able to be a part of these things, it kind of reconnects us to the outside world and to something within us. So it means everything. It really does.
It changed how Edward Lasley reacts to stress.
I just take the time to see the world differently, not everything in the SNAP decision. Once you take a step back and look at things and rationalize things and work them through, it's quite a bit different.
Those changes could have prevented sending them to prison in the first place.
Can I ask what brought you in here?
Murder.
And I'm looking at a hard 40 sentence.
All three convicted of murder.
I'm not making any excuses, but it was a very difficult time in my life, and it was a lot of bad, poor choices, and it ended up in my temper was always my problem.
And just like the music, these three hope to end on a high note.
The next Arts in Prisons program will be when the inmates do a performance of Shakespeare's King Lear. At Lansing, Shannon Halligan, 41 Action News.